Tokyo, Japan, where it is now 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. The president is in Asia ahead of the biggest meeting of his second term. President Trump, it appears, is talking right now, and if we have the audio to that, we're going to go ahead and listen in.
Use them very much, if at all. All the jets, the missiles, and everything else, and hopefully we don't have to use them very much, if at all. But we appreciate that order, and we very much appreciate the trade. We're going to do tremendous trade together, I think more than ever before. We're just signing a new deal, and it's a very fair deal, and we look forward to welcoming Japan into the United States and a continuation, and it's something that everybody is very, very excited about.
また、日本の方も、かなり自衛隊や防衛費に関して増加をされるということで聞いております。このほか米国から装備品の調達をされるということで、もちろん米国はベストな戦闘機、ミサイル等を持っております。
All right, so President Trump there in Japan going back and forth with the Prime Minister of Japan. You can see Marco Rubio there as well. Howard Lutnick is part of this. This is all ahead to set the stage of the biggest meeting of Donald Trump's second term. Not this meeting, but the meeting with Xi Jinping about 24 to 48 hours from now will set the foundation for U.S.-China relations for the next 3 years. And President Trump set the expectations of this so high. The meeting that we are about to see in a couple of days is going to affect everything we do, the prices of everything we buy, world peace, the future of America. I am not overstating this. Bill O'Reilly visited Beijing this year. He tells us what a win looks like for President Trump in just a minute. Also ahead this hour, by Younger Sargon, Denny Salas, on what Zorhan Mamdani does next as the de facto leader of the Democratic Party. Commander Kirk Lippold, General Philip Breedlove, with what a war with Venezuela would look like and if it is inevitable. But first, as we wait to see if the president speaks again, our Why It Matters segment tonight. Confronting China is going to define Trump's second term. In less than 72 hours, he is going to get his chance with Xi Jinping. So in one foul sweep with China, Trump can lower prices at home, improve America's standing on the world stage, secure peace in Ukraine, and much more. He only has to do one thing. He has to box in Chinese strongman Xi Jinping. And one of the reasons we're seeing Trump have so much success in Asia so far is how much power he has gained globally since returning to office. The send-off he got in Malaysia was unbelievable. And we told you in real time that Trump brokering peace a couple weeks ago in the Middle East changed everything, not just in the Middle East, but around the world. Dealing with China, though, is going to be a very different beast. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the American and Chinese delegations made a slight breakthrough on the tariffs ahead of the meeting. We're going to see if the president's going to take any questions. It looks like he's not. The pool that's in there with the president is being ushered out. So no comments from President Trump, at least ahead of his meeting with the Japanese, which brings us to the Treasury Secretary saying that there was this breakthrough with the Chinese ahead of the Trump-Xi Jinping meeting.
President Trump gave me a great deal of negotiating leverage with the threat of the 100% tariffs on November 1st, and I believe we've reached a very substantial framework that will avoid that and allow us to discuss many other things with the Chinese.
It is welcome news, but the Chinese are masters of flattery and masters of victimhood, while promising to make big concessions. We'll know, and we know, that they will make big promises to Trump during the meeting on Thursday. But it's highly unlikely they'll hold up their end of the bargain. We've seen it over and over and over again. We often say on this program, you know the Chinese are lying when their lips are moving. Think about it this way. This is the 5th time since January Trump thought he had a chance for a deal with Xi Jinping, and nothing substantial has come out of those agreements. So this meeting will cover way more ground than anything in the past. Everything is on the table. Rare earth minerals, tariffs, fentanyl precursors, TikTok, soybeans, you name it. This week will change America for the next couple of years. So picture's worth 1,000 words, right? The cover of The Economist perfectly demonstrates just how important this meeting is. You can see the jump ball. The ball is the globe. And it's much more than just a trade war. It's about which country is the dominant world superpower. Only one can dominate. America dominates right now. China wants to. So Trump's second term is going to be defined on how he handles the Chinese. It's one of the many reasons he's confronting them. If he succeeds, all of our lives will be better for it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.